and welcome to this video in which I'll be reacting to Poland's song for Eurovision 2024, The Tower by Luna.
A disclaimer. I hadn't addressed this before because I had hoped that the EBU would come to the correct decision by now, but since they have not, I do need to address it myself. Israel should not be allowed to participate at the Eurovision Song Contest 2024. If Russia hadn't been banned in 2022, maybe we'd be having a different conversation right now, and on a personal note, maybe Eurovision wouldn't have become such an important part of my life, but this is the reality that we are living in, so this is the conversation that we are having. Regardless of what you think of the current atrocities happening in Gaza, intentionally cutting off other people's access to food, water, and electricity is abhorrent, not to mention the act of killing. If you think governments and broadcasters should be considered as separate entities, consider the situation with Russia again. There is a video explaining why Israel shouldn't be allowed to participate linked in the description, and the creator also calls to action about what you can do yourself. Please watch that video and do something. Further resources are also listed as and when they become relevant. I'll stop talking about this when it stops being relevant.
So, I did watch the music video as it premiered, and it is a song that I have heard before. I don't mind it really. I think it's okay, but I'm not convinced that it's for the Eurovision stage. This is just a music video, not a live performance, so I can't judge what her live vocals are like and what her staging concept is. The music video has some ideas that can be brought over to the Eurovision stage, so it's not a complete unknown, but it's still fairly open as to what the staging will actually be like. I know nothing about Luna previously. The first time I heard about her was releasing this song that was submitted to the Polish pre-selection for Eurovision 2024, so I really know almost nothing. I know this was amongst the fan favourites, but obviously Wieczór Terohoro by Justyna Stenczykowska was the main favourite, and interestingly, from the 5 jury members, Wieczór Terohoro got 33 points and The Tower got 34 points, so it just beat it out. Then there were 3 songs tied for 3rd place, I think, or 2. The jury consisted of 4 radio guys apparently, and Kasia Mosz, who represented Poland in 2017 at Eurovision. I appreciate the transparency that we're not getting a rigged national final, that the juries do admit they have all the power this year. However, I would have much rather seen a national final with live performances, live vocals, and at least giving people the chance to vote and have that not be corrupt. But if the juries are going to choose anyway, then this is obviously the better thing to do. I hope we get some kind of live performance before Eurovision, other than at the pre-parties, like a professionally filmed one, so we can have some kind of judgment about how Luna sings live and what the staging concept might be like. But this music video is fairly conceptual already, so maybe it'll just be those ideas brought onto the stage in Malmö. I have heard the song before, as I've said, but I would still like to give you my reaction and thoughts about what is happening during the music video now. So obviously there's a slight mystical element to this. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the chess set. She does have a very distinctive look with everything being so bright. This dress thing is interesting, probably the most interesting part of the music video to me. I'm not gonna lie, this feels surreal that this is Poland's entry for Eurovision after seeing this a few weeks ago for the first time. I'm not really sure what the entire meaning behind of this song is, so maybe that's something I could look into. And I'm not gonna lie, the tone of voice does also annoy me slightly. I don't know if it's really what she sounds like or if that's what she puts on in English. I think it's the second one, because I've seen an interview in Polish and she didn't sound quite like this, so that's slightly annoying me as well. But this pre-chorus bit is pretty catchy and it has been stuck in my head a bit today, so it's an alright song. This choreography, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's a bit strange to me, but maybe it will work during a live performance. She has mentioned wanting to potentially change the bridge in a revamp, so I think that would be good. I don't know if she's... I hope she considers that bit that just happened the bridge, not the bit that's happening now. Because that's the one that would need changing in my opinion. It's a bit too repetitive within the context of the rest of the song. And the song doesn't really hit the climax that I'd like it to hit, to be honest. So maybe that's also something she can work on in London. Robin's also putting in her 2 cents. I don't know what's happening with the colours, this red, white, black. Maybe there's the story there as well. I just haven't figured it out yet myself. Okay. Yeah. I don't mind it being Poland's song. I imagine it will be in the sort of 25-30 area for me in my personal ranking. I don't think it's impossible that this would qualify, but because we've not seen a live performance and before the song gets a potential revamp, I think it's unlikely. Not impossible, just unlikely. I think in a year of such strong and unique songs, this one is just a bit too radio friendly, which doesn't exactly surprise me when the jury's comprised of 4 radio people. They choose a very radio friendly song. It's a nice enough song. I just was somehow expecting more from Poland this year with all of the excitement and buzz happening around it. I didn't really want Justyna Stenczykowska, to be honest. She kind of irks me in some ways, and she's already been in 1995, so I'm happy that it's someone new, to me at least, and both of the songs were kind of equally good to me. Which Taro Hora probably has a slightly more unique accent to it, but who knows, maybe Luna will be better at staging the song. Somewhat surprisingly to me, I don't know how they've managed this. They managed to leak the selection yesterday already as well, or this morning. A lot of people in the YouTube comments for the premiere of the music video were convinced it was going to be Luna already, because on a premiere on the TVP YouTube channel, something to do with Luna and Tower was already in the description or whatever. So Polish delegation managing to leak the chosen song 2 years in a row is pretty impressive. I think we did have more interesting songs amongst the 133 that I managed to find and listen to, but this is definitely on the higher end of the quality for me, because there were a lot of songs that were just completely forgettable, and this had slightly memorable hook. There's so many other countries who will be trying to qualify from the first half of the first semi-final, and I'm not quite sure that this is up to par. I would love to be proven wrong, really, because I love seeing Poland in the final, but this hasn't convinced me. And I'm really curious about the revamp, because maybe that would convince me, and also about the staging, because we've not really seen that. The music video has ideas that can be taken over to the stage, but you never know what will be taken over, whether it will be the chess playing, or the slightly odd, creepy choreography, or the bit with the red drapes. We don't know that yet. Well, it's not my style of music anyway, and because the tone of voice slightly annoys me, that also doesn't help. So now I'm just going to be holding out hope for next year that Poland does eventually send something that I really like, but I will not be holding my breath. I'm hoping this grows on me. I'm hoping I get more and more used to it as the days and weeks go by, and by the time we're in Malmö, that I'll be loving it, and I'll be fully rooting for it to get through to the final. I don't have loads more to say. I think it's a decent enough choice. I hope the revamp brings it that special something, and that the staging will be outstanding. Even Blanka managed to elevate solo in Liverpool compared to what she did on Tupię Serce Europy, so there's a chance that I could come to love it, or to really enjoy it at least. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, that you got something out of it. I will see you in the next one when that shows up on your feed. Bye! Eurovision 2024, the Tower. Przestań wszystko psuć. Come on, Robin. Hello.